Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. Welcome to round 9, and this is Indianapolis. Kevin Barnett and Jim Holley getting you started here in the morning. What will be a full day of race coverage. And Jim, some crazy stuff happening last week, but kind of lost in the shuffle was a couple of important wins. Martin Davalos in the 250s and Ken Roczen in the 450s.
Yeah, you mentioned Martin Davalos. You know, 9 years racing in that 250 class, and for him to get his first win, I mean, I know Dave Feeney's mechanic and everybody at the Monster Energy Pro Circuit team were really happy with that win, but you know, it's tough. I mean, there's other guys. I mean, Wharton's won here before. He hasn't won in 2014. Bogle hasn't won yet. I mean, there's other guys, and there's a guy named Jeremy Martin that hasn't made the first 2 main events in that 250 class, and he's got to step it up here in Indianapolis. But what a great win from Martin, though. Yeah,
I wonder with Martin Davalos, it had been 60-plus races in his career before he took his first win. Now, do we wait maybe just 1 week before he gets his second? Does this put him on a tear?
It's hard to say. I mean, you know, definitely he's got his monkey off his back. He's got that first win, and you know what happened last year. You know, when guys win their first, they string together a few wins. So
Marvin Muskin, Will Hahn last year both did that.
Yeah, so look for that to happen with Martin. But you can't count out Adam Cianciolo, the rookie. I mean, he's just been performing phenomenal. I mean, he had a little hiccup last week in the heat race, had to come through the last chance, but he prevailed from that and finished up second. He got another hole shot, collecting another $1,000 from Nuclear Cowboys for that hole shot, so kid's on fire.
West Coast 250s was a bit of a struggle for the Pro Circuit team. East Coast been a totally different situation, but now we also have one of the West Coast riders making his debut out here. We're talking about Dean Wilson. He's going to be riding for Team 2-2.
Yeah, Dean Wilson. I mean, that's going to be huge for Dean Wilson. I'm really excited to see him on Chad and working with that team and seeing what he can do and what kind of results he can put him, as well as Cole Seeley. Cole Seeley riding on that factory Honda here in Indianapolis, and we've seen what he's done before last year when he rode Honda. I mean, he's led main events and had good finishes on that factory Honda. But the question is, Barch, I hear he's out, he's not riding, he's still got a little injury from last week, and Kennard not being there, so Honda said, hey, we got to put somebody on the bike.
So an already crowded 450 class gets even more crowded with those two riders. And how about Ken Roczen? This is a guy who's been kind of under the radar when it comes to publicity. He has 2 wins. He's been up front frequently. We know he's training with the right guys. Ken Roczen is a championship factor.
Well, you mentioned training with the right guys. It's Ryan Villapoto, and he's got the same trainer, Eldon Baker. But, you know, he's got 2 wins on the season. Everybody has 2 wins, you know, except for Ryan Dungey. He doesn't have 1 yet. I mean, look for Ryan Dungey to be a threat here in Indianapolis. I mean, you know, in years past, it's taken him all the way till around 9, 10, 11 to get his first win. So look for Dungey to be a factor. But, you know, getting back to Ken Roczen, I mean, the rookie, he has no pressure on him, really. I mean, I don't think he was expected to come in and win this championship, but with only 9 back in round 9, I mean, he's sitting in a good spot.
They say that this is Peyton's house, but it might be Ryan's house with Ryan Villapoto and his win streak here. Does he continue to run it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's dominated here the past 4 years. I mean, can he make it 5 here? I think it is 5 if he wins here tonight, but you know, we'll see. I mean, that was huge last week, you know, him making that little mistake, that bobble towards the end there, not able to do that triple, because if he could have did it, that would have been a 6-point, you know, swing for him. And you know, let's see. I mean, 9 points isn't much. And then on the other side, you know, you look at the guy who's sitting in third, James Stewart, who's strung together a couple wins. You know, he's already sitting a race behind him, 26 points behind the leader. Right. And he's won here before also, James, I think back in 07. So, I mean, you know, it's anybody's race tonight in that 450.
All right, last week a challenging track in Atlanta, and it was a factor. We'll see if this week the track is as much of a factor. You want to tune into our practice coverage 2 to 5. That's going to be East Coast time, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. Jim will have a lot of good guests. We'll have interviews and, of course, practice coverage. Full day of racing getting started here in Indianapolis.